Hello everyone, Grim here, and today I would like to read you another story. This one is titled, Why I Stopped Narrating Stories on YouTube. Written by the user MPZ1968. So sit back, relax, and let's begin. I started narrating stories on YouTube because after sending every story I wrote to all the big names and a few lesser known names, I got no response. No thanks for sending, no your story sucks, nothing. I won't mention who they are, but most of you should know who I'm talking about. Although, one big name did read a short story I wrote, which I am still very thankful for, even though it wasn't my best. This went on for a while. After months of frustration, I finally realized it wasn't going to happen, so I decided to narrate my own stories. Create a YouTube channel, pick a name and post them myself. How hard could that be? So I did. My stories were good, at least I thought so. To my surprise, a few people actually liked them and after a while asked if I would narrate their stories. Wow, really? Okay. They would send them to me via email, which I gave them, and I would narrate their stories. And this started the ball rolling. I was talking to a coworker one day about narrating stories for fun, and they suggested I check out an app called Reddit and search for short scary stories and nosleep. They said they posted a few stories on there and thought it would be perfect for me. So I did. I created an account and started my search. There I found all kinds of amazing stories. I contacted some authors through comments and personal messages, asking permission to read their stories. Most were cool with it, although I did get a few rejections. I just kept asking. Always ask permission. Things were going great. I was narrating amazing stories. People were liking them, and I even earned enough karma on Reddit to start my own community. I decided to use it for people to send stories to, and people actually did. All the while I still searched other communities for stories to read. That was until I found that story. I should have known by their username that it wasn't a good idea. I'm not going to mention the name of it because it still sends chills up my spines just thinking about it. I'm shaking as I write this. It was about 1 a.m. Insomnia set in and I was sitting at my dining room table searching Reddit when I found that story, and it just blew me away. It had it all: drama, suspense, emotion, everything. I contacted the author through personal message asking permission, except for some reason I signed using my real name and not my stage name. Big mistake. I realized what I did, but it was too late. I had already sent it. Anyway, mere seconds went by and I received a reply. Yes, I've been waiting for this. Thinking they've been waiting for someone to read their stories, just like I was. I replied, thank you, and planned to go on with my night until I received my own personal message from the author. "Hi, my name's Susan. Wanna talk?" I figured, what the hell? I'm not doing anything else. What could it hurt? So I sent back, "Sure." After 30 minutes of conversation, I found out 1. The author was female. 2. We both liked Stephen King. 3. We both loved horror stories. And 4. We both lived in the United States. In fact, only a few states away from each other. I started getting tired. I let her know. We ended the conversation both saying goodnight. I was laying in bed, almost asleep, when I got a message from her saying, "I'm glad I have someone like you to talk to. I miss that." I shrugged it off and went to sleep. A couple days went by. I came home from work and found a note on my door. It said, "Hi, sorry I missed you. Love, Susan." What the fuck? Love? I only talked to her for like half an hour. How'd she get my address? What the fuck did I get myself into? I took the note off the door and quickly went inside, locking the door and calling the police. I told them the story. They just said there's nothing they can do until an actual crime was committed. Yeah, that's reassuring. I hung up from them and tried to do my normal routine. Make coffee, get changed, drink coffee, and so on. I couldn't get the note out of my head. The doorbell rang. I froze and slowly walked to the window to see who it was. It was a woman. She was about 5.5 feet tall. Tattered, dirty clothes, long stringy brown hair. It looked like she hadn't bathed in a month. I knew it was Susan. I had to end this now before it turned ugly, and ugly it turned. I opened the door and said, "Look, Susan, I don't know what you think is going on, but I just wanted to read your story, that's it. I'm sorry if you thought there was something more, but there's not. Please, go home." I shut the door and walked back into the house. She screamed like a wild woman. She started pounding on my door and screaming, "I love you, I love you." I ran to the phone and called 911. A rock or a brick or something came crashing through my front window. I turned and saw that crazy bitch climbing into my house screaming, "Read my story, read my story." The shards of glass from the broken window cutting her as she climbed in, blood in the window and on the floor. 911, what's your emergency? "Crazy bitch is in." She charged, slamming into me, knocking me over the desk and falling to the floor herself. She was kicking and screaming like a lunatic. I got up, phone still in hand, and smashed it hard against her temple as she was getting up. I don't hit, woman, but that bitch deserved it. Her eyes rolled back in her head, the screaming stopped, and she fell to the floor, unconscious. I heard sirens outside. I guess the 911 operator heard it all. The cops came, took my statements. They made me stay outside while the paramedics tended to Susan, if that's even her real name. The cops put her in cuffs and the paramedics took her in the ambulance. On her way out, she looked at me and laughingly said, "I'll be waiting." They put her inside, then left. The cops finished up and did the same. I was left with a fucked up door, a broken window, blood all over the place, a broken desk and a broken phone. All over a fucking story. I'm done. I moved out that night. I left all my stuff behind, slept in the car till payday, then rented a room off of a co-worker. And I never narrated another story again. So, if any of my subscribers are reading this and wondered whatever happened to me, now you know. Now you know why I stopped narrating stories on YouTube. Okay, I have to say, so far this is one of my favorite stories that I ever read. Mainly because it's relatable, and a part of me feels like I tricked a couple of you. Don't worry, I'm not leaving YouTube. I'm not going to stop narrating, at least for the foreseeable future, but this was very fun and I enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. All I can really say is, this is just one of the things that I have started to love doing in this community. The others is talking to each and every one of you and getting to know the other fellows in the horror community personally. And I don't want that to stop, at least for now. But I swear the second I get a crazy author trying to come at me like that, I will probably continue narrating because I don't care. No, I'm kidding. I won't drag this out any longer. This is just me rambling at 2:30 in the morning. But, as always, stay safe wherever you are. Have an amazing night or day. And this is Grim, signing off.